Hello knitters! I'm here again with you to keep knitting our LOPAPEYSA sweater. You can find the link to the first part of this process in the description below. Here in the second part I'm going to knit the body, join it with sleeves and show how to work with the yoke pattern and 3 colors knitting. By the way, I have 2 patterns that I made previously and I'm really happy with them. This one with many fishes and one forest-like pattern with a moose. I'm ready to upload them and give free access that you can also knit your own sweater using them. So if you're interested, please leave a comment here under this video and let us reach at least 100 likes, and thus I know you wanna have it. Now we come back to our process. Basically, the body part starts very similarly to the sleeve part. Check the video on how to calculate and cast on the rib. You will see the link here in the corner. If you use circular needles, they tend to twist up and then it's not really comfortable to use them. Here's the small trick on how to straighten them up. You take a pot with very hot water, not boiling so, maybe 70-80 degrees. You put your needles for about a minute, then take them out and voila, they're straight. Okay, so I do check my size, which is M size. The number of stitches is 138, that I divide in 2. I get 69 plus 1 stitch to join the round. My circle needles are too long for this number of stitches, therefore I simply use my double pointed needles, size 4.5 millimeters. Of course, if you have short circle needles, just use them. The same as with sleeves, I take an additional thread, cast on stitches and join the round. It looks very small for the body part, but don't worry, eventually it will look perfect. You repeat the same process of the rib part, 3 rows of purling, then 1 row with picked up loops to get the right number of stitches. You can see that it still looks too tight here, I even cannot really stretch it. The reason is actually this additional thread that I was using for casting on. I just get rid of it right away. Now I like it more, it's stretchy and looks great. After that, I just repeat the same steps. First, I knit the rib the length I like. Second, I check the manual how many stitches I need to add. In my case, it's 6 stitches that need to be distributed evenly. Then I knit the pattern, the same as for the sleeves, and knit the body part using the main collar until the length will be as it's recommended, or any length I prefer. See you when the body part will be ready. Here I have 2 sleeves and body ready for the memorable moment to join them together. In my pattern I can find how many stitches I need to keep separated for the armholes. For my size it's 9 stitches. I start with the sleeve. I take an additional contrast thread, take 4 stitches from the right side and 5 from the left, or vice versa, and using the thread and crochet put them on this thread to forget for a while. The same I do with another sleeve. Then I do the same with the body. I take an extra thread and put 9 stitches on it. Then I look into the manual that I need to skip 63 stitches and leave another 9 for the armhole. I do it using crochet. If it doesn't say in your manual how many stitches you have to skip, just calculate it. Now I have everything ready to join all parts together. You will see that if you simply knit stitch after stitch, in the joint you get a big transition with a big hole that will be tricky to get rid of afterward. Therefore I pull one stitch through another like this, and then make an additional stitch out from the second one to keep the same number of stitches. It might not be the most perfect way to join, but I'm using it and it works more or less well for me. You will see it at the end when we seal armholes. I knit the whole row of the sleeve and then do the same with the next joint. Now I'm knitting the front side of the sweater until I reach the joint. I pull one stitch through another, make an additional stitch, knit the whole row of the sleeve and link together the last joint. Here I put a marker to know exactly where the row starts. Now I have everything joined, and at this stage I do check the entire number of stitches to be sure that the number is correct. I should have, according to my manual, 216 stitches. Don't be lazy to do it, because it will be very disappointing to realize that the number is wrong when you have already started working on the pattern. Finally, we come to the yoke pattern. Now I simply start working with it, having already 2 colors on my needles. Also check the pattern for your size. For example, if I had size S, I would need to skip row 7 and row 8. Now I'm knitting the next 3 rows and meet you at row 4 to show how I work with the 3 colors. The whole idea is basically the same as with the 2 colors, but here I use 3 fingers to keep each color separate from another, otherwise it will be a mess. Look how I place 3 threads. This way they are tight enough to keep the right distance on the wrong side. However, I have to keep constant control over how tight the thread is. There are some tricks which I want to show you in my extra video, for example how to work with the long stretches. In some rows the stretch in between the same color can be too long, longer than 6 stitches, this number I consider as long already. There are also some patterns where the number of stitches cannot be divided by the repeating number without the remainder. For example, in my size M, I have 216 stitches of the yoke, and I cannot fit the whole pattern, which has 16 stitches repeat section. Therefore, I'm going to record a separate video for this case because it's rather advanced than beginner level. But I guess sooner or later you'll probably face this problem and information will be helpful to solve it. That's it for today. You have plenty to do until I release the next video. And in the next one, I'll show you how to decrease stitches, how to bind off elastic neck rib, how to seal armholes, hide thread ends, and rinse and dry the sweater. If you find this information useful, like the video and subscribe to the channel to not miss more tutorials. See you next time!